Welcome to the Magic Lantern. Today we're bringing you an enchanting new tale of courage, wisdom, and discovery. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more magical adventures. Now let's begin. Tomas was a boy known for his boundless curiosity. While others in his village found comfort in routines, Tomas dreamed of adventure. Every tree he climbed, every hidden trail he discovered, filled him with the hope that one day he would uncover something extraordinary. One rainy afternoon, his dream found him. Exploring his grandfather's study, a place he was often told not to touch, Tomas stumbled upon a hidden compartment in a desk. Inside was a small, dusty chest. When he opened it, his breath caught. Inside was an old leather-bound book, and tucked within its pages was a map like no other. The map whispered. The words were faint and indistinct, like leaves brushing in the wind, but the tone felt inviting and alive. When Tomas unfolded the parchment, it glowed faintly, revealing a path leading to a place called the Whispering Forest. Legends spoke of the forest as a place of self-discovery, but few dared enter. It was said that those who proved their worth could uncover its truths, while those who faltered were sent home with no answers. Tomas studied the map. Along its edges were scribbled symbols and faint text forming a riddle. I have roots but no soil, rings but no fingers. What am I? A tree, Tomas said aloud. At his words, the map shimmered and the path glowed brighter, guiding him to the forest. His heart raced as he packed a small bag with water, bread, and a notebook for observations. The journey promised both wonder and challenge, and he was ready. The Whispering Forest was unlike anything Tomas had imagined. The trees towered impossibly high, their golden leaves whispering secrets as the wind passed through. The ground sparkled faintly as if the dew itself was alive. Tomas hadn't walked long when he encountered a massive owl perched on a low branch. Its feathers shimmered with hues of silver and gold, and its wide eyes glowed faintly. It stared at Tomas, tilting its head as if in silent judgment. The owl didn't speak. Instead, it spread its wings and dropped 3 objects at Tomas's feet: a feather, a leaf, and a stone. Tomas picked up the items, studying them closely. The feather was soft and delicate, the leaf vibrant and veined, and the stone smooth but heavy. He looked back at the owl, hoping for a hint, but it simply blinked at him. Beneath the owl's perch, Tomas noticed faint symbols etched into the dirt: a swirl, a circle, and a line. Each symbol seemed connected to the objects. He thought aloud. The swirl must match the feather, freedom and movement. The circle matches the leaf, life and growth, and the line matches the stone, strength and permanence. He arranged the objects accordingly, feather, leaf, stone, but nothing happened. The owl ruffled its feathers impatiently, and Tomas realized he'd misunderstood. He thought about the forest and its secrets. This isn't just about matching symbols, it's about meaning. Life comes first, he said, placing the leaf first. Strength follows. He placed the stone second, and freedom comes last. He set the feather third. The symbols glowed faintly, and the owl nodded, spreading its wings and flying away. A glowing path appeared, guiding Tomas deeper into the forest. The path led to a sparkling river that mirrored the sky above with perfect clarity. Tomas knelt to drink, but as his hand touched the water, it rippled and transformed. The river began to show scenes from his life. At first, he saw failures. He watched himself fall while climbing a tree, hesitate when a friend needed help, and give up on a difficult task. Tomas clenched his fists, ashamed of the memories. He turned away, but the river whispered, "You cannot move forward until you face what you see." Taking a deep breath, Tomas forced himself to look again. The failures replayed, but this time the scenes didn't end there. He saw himself climb again the next day, this time reaching the top. He saw how his hesitation had made him think carefully before helping, which saved his friend from further trouble. Each failure had taught him something valuable. The river rippled once more, and the memories rearranged themselves into a puzzle. Tomas realized he had to piece them together in the correct order to tell his story. It wasn't easy. The memories didn't fit perfectly at first, but Tomas took his time. He placed the fall before the climb, the hesitation before the careful action, and the struggle before the solution. When the final piece slid into place, the river glowed brightly, and stepping stones rose from its surface. "You've learned that failure is a teacher," the river whispered. Tomas smiled and crossed the stones to the other side. On the far side of the river, a fox appeared. Its orange fur gleamed, and its eyes sparkled with mischief. "Well, well," it said with a sly grin, "a traveler seeking the heart of the forest." Tomas nodded. The fox gestured to 3 paths. "I can help you, but you must choose wisely." Each path was marked with a sign: the easy way, the quick way, and the true way. Tomas studied the paths carefully. The easy way was wide and inviting, but its smooth ground felt unnatural. The quick way was narrow and dark, with tracks that seemed to loop back on themselves. The true way appeared ordinary, but something felt wrong. Tomas crouched and examined the ground near the signs. He noticed faint paw prints leading from the fox to the true way sign. "You've switched the signs," Tomas said, stepping back. The fox grinned wider. "Perhaps, or perhaps the right path is hidden altogether." Tomas looked again. Beyond the 3 paths, he noticed a faint trail hidden behind overgrown vines. He cleared the brush and stepped forward. As he did, the fox's laughter echoed behind him. "Clever boy," the fox said, vanishing into the shadows. The hidden trail led to a clearing unlike anything Tomas had seen. The trees here were ancient and glowing, their branches forming a natural archway. In the center of the clearing stood a pedestal, and above it hovered a radiant orb, pulsing with golden light. The orb spoke, its voice calm and powerful. "You have done well to come this far, but to unlock the forest's secret, you must solve one final riddle. What can grow without soil, move without wind, and shine without light?" Tomas hesitated. He thought about the silent owl and its test of observation, the river of reflection and its lessons on failure, and the trickster fox and its challenge of critical thinking. Each test had required him to look deeper, beyond the obvious. Finally, he smiled. "A thought," Tomas said. "A thought can grow, move, and shine without soil, wind, or light." The orb glowed brighter and split into beams of light that filled the clearing. The trees whispered, "The answers you seek are already within you. You have shown courage, wisdom, and trust in yourself." When Tomas returned to the village, the map was blank. He stared at it for a long time, hoping the path would reappear, but then he realized the truth. The journey wasn't about the map, it was about what he had learned. With new confidence, Tomas began sharing his story. He taught the villagers that failure wasn't something to fear, that careful observation revealed hidden truths, and that trusting one's instincts could lead to remarkable discoveries. Tomas continued exploring, not for fame or fortune, but for the joy of discovery and the lessons waiting to be learned. And somewhere deep in the whispering forest, the trees continued their soft, eternal murmurs, waiting for the next traveler brave enough to enter. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey in the Whispering Forest. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to explore more enchanting adventures on the Magic Lantern.